Hello guys, welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to the podcast, guys. Yes, it's an early morning show. I rarely stream early in the morning, but it's because of my internet. It literally can't upload, so I had to come on a live edition in the morning. How are you guys doing? I hope you are doing well and safe. Can I be talking about Thierry Henry and his potential takeover deal with Daniel Ek? He spoke so many things about this deal, and how authentic Daniel Ek is, and how they want to inject the Arsenal DNA back into the team is some of the things we're going to be breaking down and discussing in this edition. So hit the like button, people, hit the subscribe button, and thanks everybody who's been getting involved in the comment section. Get more involved. I need to know what you think about the takeover. I need to know what your stand is about the takeover. We'll be discussing more of these stories. A lot of information is coming out, especially in terms of Daniel Ek's takeover. There are reports indicating that this week we could see Daniel Ek come up with a bid, a bid around 1.8 billion. So we are still waiting for so many things to unfold during this takeover. But yesterday, Thierry Henry was speaking to the media, and he said he is part of the Daniel Ek, the Daniel Ek takeover. He is part of it, and he said it will take a lot of time. But he's also saying that they're working with Dennis Bergkamp and Patrick Vieira to see that the Cronkies get out of this football club and Daniel Ek takes over. So that's what we're going to be discussing this edition. Make sure you've hit the like button, make sure you've subscribed to the channel, and make sure you're getting involved in the comment section and telling us what you think. So here is every word that Thierry Henry said about the Daniel Ek takeover and the proposed takeover from Stan Kroenke. He said, "I know a lot of people wanted to hear about it. It is true. Daniel is an Arsenal fan. He didn't say that for any publicity. He's an Arsenal fan for a long time. He approached us. We listened to him." So that's the first thing he said, that Daniel Ek approached them as the Arsenal legends, the three Arsenal legends, to form a consortium of him, Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira, and Daniel Ek. So now we know that it is true that Daniel Ek actually went into the Arsenal Invisibles and tried to get their consent on buying Arsenal. And he has also confirmed that he is an Arsenal fan. It's not for publicity. It's not the publicity stand. Because there have been so many doubts about this. Is it true that Ek is a true Arsenal diehard, or is it just for publicity? But according to Thierry Henry, he says no. It's not a publicity stunt. It is actually true that he's an Arsenal fan. According to Thierry Henry, he said when we knew first and foremost that he wanted to involve the fans, exactly what we talked about. We actually met the Arsenal supporters trust and told them what we wanted to do, bring them back on board, being part of the meetings, knowing what's happening, because you've got to put back the DNA back into the team, the golden share that I'm talking about. So that is the other thing, and I think this is the heart of the interview, the Arsenal DNA. He talks about the Arsenal DNA. He talks about the fact that Arsenal need to get back that DNA into the club. It is in the fans, it is not in the club, and this is the reason that's why we want to kick Kroenke out. Everybody wants Kroenke out because he lacks the Arsenal DNA. He doesn't share anything. He doesn't share anything emotional, anything biological. He doesn't share anything, with the club. So according to Thierry Henry, if Daniel Ek, takes over, they want to involve fans back on the board. They want to bring fans back on the board. They want to have this fan representation on the board, probably to try to inject the Arsenal DNA back on the board. Because if you look at the way Arsenal is represented on the board, you can't believe there is any Arsenal DNA in that team. So he says, they need to get that DNA back in the team. They need to get the Arsenal DNA back in the club to see that the club runs the way it has to run, especially with the backing of the fans. He says he wants to re-inject the Arsenal DNA, the identity that for me is long gone. You don't have Arsenal people there amongst the board which can show which can show the right direction. That's what Daniel wants to do. So I don't know whether this is still for a lot of publicity for the deal, but for me it brings out everything an Arsenal fan would want in this deal. Absolutely everything an Arsenal fan would want in this deal. That is it. It brings out everything an Arsenal fan would want in this deal. Because first and foremost, you're talking about the Arsenal DNA that is long gone, the Arsenal identity that is long gone, and Daniel Ek and Thierry Henry saying for facts they need to bring back that Arsenal DNA. They're working on a deal that could actually bring back that Arsenal DNA. So we've got to support them at this point in time, because we do not know whether the Cronkies are gonna be sent out that easily. We don't know when they are going to leave, but actually what we can confirm at the moment is that Henry and Daniel Ek are working to bring back the identity of the club. And I've always talked about this, that the Arsenal we knew is long gone. The Arsenal we supported, the Arsenal we fell in love with is long gone. We've taken a lot of time without recognizing Arsenal the way we knew it. The football is gone. The signings we used to make are gone. The club looks like a total mess. Something new, but a total mess. So according to Thierry Henry, they're saying they've got to get this back on track, and we are still waiting for that. He also said that he already reached out, said himself that he has collected the funds and to make sure that he can put up a very good bid. Now they KSE obviously need to listen and see what they can do if they accept or do not accept. But something that's very important about that is a lot of people have been screaming for the owner to go out. We're trying to offer a solution involving the fans, the DNA backed into the club. Let's see where it's going to go, because at one point in time there needs to be a discussion, but they reached out. So that's another thing we are also getting from this, is that they have reached out. Daniel Ek, the consortium, they have reached out to Stan Kroenke. Yesterday the news came out, of course, that Ek had formally written a letter to the Cronkies to try to get them to listen. However much they are saying we don't want to listen, he got in an official letter to make them listen. And now Thierry Henry has also confirmed that yes, the guy has actually reached out to the Cronkies. This is how interesting it gets. So he also said that first and foremost, what you can see is, as a marketing guy, you can see what he has done with his company and how far he has pushed it before. But more importantly, he's a fan. He wants to make sure that the team can be what it was and what it used to be. At one point in time, let's be honest, you can win or not win. Look at Liverpool. It took them how long to win a title? But along the way, they never lost their identity. Liverpool fans always come together, always stick together, and are always strong together. I don't think that didn't happen with Arsenal. That's what he wants to bring back. That's what we want to bring back: the identity and the DNA of the club. So, a couple of points to pick out of this conversation. The first one that I pick out is I think this is a financial consortium that wants to take over Arsenal, but are going to be very, very patient. The goals of the consortium are exquisitely clear. They want to bring back the identity. They want to bring back Arsenal to the level at which it was. So we have to wait and see. That's the truth. We've got to wait and see whether it will happen anytime soon. What type of role would you and Bergkamp and Vieira have at the club if it happened? This is what he said. First and foremost, it's going to be long and not easy. One thing I want to say is that Daniel will not move away. He will be there waiting to see if they want to sell, and he will be there with us. That's going to take a very long time. We don't know what we know what we want to do, but first and foremost we need to make sure that we take over if they are listening. Daniel is an honest man, transparent. Fans want to know what might happen at their club. We are in discussion with the Arsenal supporters trust, and he's been very open with them, and he wants to be open as well. He also said that he wants to buy the club. He reached out, and there's going to be a bid. If I wasn't part of the bid, I would have backed it from afar. But because I want the club to run a little bit better and the fans to be involved, it is not so much only about what's happening on the field. It's also what's happening off the field. So basically, that is Thierry Henry. We have at least now we have heard from one person who's part of the consortium. We have heard from one person who's from the person who wants to take over. We have not heard from Patrick Vieira so much, and Dennis Bergkamp. Probably they will also come out and speak, ahead of the takeover. Everything has been said. A takeover that's gonna take a lot of time. It won't be easy. He said Daniel Ek will be there. He has reached out the Cronkies. Like I told you, it looks like the Cronkies have received the official notice to from Daniel Ek to take over the club. Nothing more than that. I think it doesn't get any better than that. We just have to wait and see, does Arsenal really go into the hands of Daniel Ek? Because that's what we are still waiting for. Otherwise, thanks everybody for tuning in this early morning, and I'll speak to you in the video coming on after this one.